warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ayufian Dari. In this video, I will explain briefly about functional theories of translation in chapter 5. Check it out. Okay, we start with functional theory of the translation. The functionalist and the communicative theory of translation that developed in Germany in the 1970 and the 1980. Moving from the translation from linguistic phenomena to consider as an act of intercultural communication. There have four pillars of theory, namely is Katrina Reins with the text type and the Mary Snell Herbie with the integrate approach. With the next is Gösta Holt-Macherin with the theory of the translatorial action, and the next is Hans James Farmer with the scope of theory with the create on the purpose of the targetext. And the last is Christiane Nord, more detailed with the text analysis model, which continued the functionalist tradition in the 1990 as the beyond. And okay, we start with Katrina Reins. Reins make categorization of the three functions of language is that informative function, expressive function, and the last is appellative function. And then for briefly explain is informative text type is a plain communication of fact, information, knowledge, opinion, or each other. The knowledge dimension used to transmit of the information with the logical or referential the content or topic. That is the main focus of the communication. And then next is expansive text type is for creative completion, or the author used the aesthetic dimension of the language. The author or sender is a foreground as well as the form as the message. And the last is apparative text type is for introducing behavioral response. The aims of the appellative function is to appeal to or persuade the reader or receiver of the text to act in the certain way. And then approach from Snell Herbie means he explained that horizontally the diagram is to the read as a series of lines from left to right with no clear demarcation, which is complemented by the stratificational model, proceeding from the most general A to the most specialist F. From the diagram, you can see the book Introduction Translation Study by Jeremy Monday in the page 121. Next, about translational action model by Gösta Holt-Macherin. Takes up the concept translational action, view translational as purpose-driven, outcome-oriented human interaction. And with the interlingual translation is described as translational action from a source text. And as a communicative process involves a series of rules and players. So like the form of action by placing commercial translation professional in the social cultural context. To using business or management jargon, translation is seen as a communicative transaction involved initiator, commissioner, and producer, user, and receiver of the source text and the target. And the next is scope of theory by Hans G. Farmer. Scope of theory is a part of the translation action model which was also proposed by Holt-Macherin too. Scope of theory is a translational that uses the main principle of proposable action that determine the translation strategy. In this model, the source text is derived, and the translation is judged not on the basis of equivalence of meaning, but rather from its adequacy towards the functional purpose of the target situation, as defined by Macherin before. And the next is Christiane Nord, text analysis in the translation. The Nord model designed to train translator retains the functional context but includes a more detailed mode of the text analysis. More recent technological development in the digital text production have seen a shift focus to more multimodal text, incorporating different semiotic modes and the creating of new and hybrid new genre. The players in the action of the transaction itself now include on the one hand the management of industry-centric localization process, and on the other hand user generate contents from fansub and various voluntary translation practice. So remember, short texts are removed and their translation are judged not on the basis of equality of meaning, but on their adequacy for purpose functional situation target text as defined by commission or material that before. Okay guys, thank you so much for what it for together with me until the video end. And then also thank you so much for you all for watching me until end in this video. See you in another video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.